Should you be staying away from eggs, from cruciferous veggies, from a whole list of things if you are somebody who has an autoimmune condition, hypothyroidism, PCOS, frankly, any kind of hormone issue? Should you be staying away from these real whole foods? First things first, if you're new around here, I'm Marissa Fay. I help women figure out what to eat, what not to eat, and how to support their body in order to bring them into balance. I specialize in hormone and gut health issues, and I work with women all over the world. And I want you to know, first and foremost, we're not talking about highly processed foods in this video. We are not talking about the need for animal protein, which we all have. We're talking about those foods that are often labeled as healthy, but there are lots of people out there probably telling you for your particular health issue, you want to avoid it. And while there are certain foods that I recommend most of us do avoid that fall into potentially a real food category, like wheat, which you could have in pasta or you could have in a sourdough bread, and those might be a less processed way to have them. I still don't think most of us benefit from having them. But what I really want to talk about in this video are things like eggs and cruciferous veggies. Okay, here is an example of a cruciferous veggie. These are in the brassica family. They are things like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, kale. Basically, there are a lot of veggies that people attribute to giving them gas. And they contain a compound called goiterogens. Goiterogens in excess disrupt the natural creation of thyroid hormones. By the way, there are other foods that contain goiterogens, like peaches and strawberries randomly. And this is really just an example of different plant compounds and how they can complement our bodies or harm our bodies. When it comes to goiterogenic veggies, cruciferous veggies, my stance in general is don't eat them raw. When you eat them raw, they're going to contain the most concentration of goiterogens. But frankly, they're also really tough on digestion. So something I teach almost all of my clients is to cook the vast majority of their veggies. This is better for hormone health, for gut health, gentler on digestion. And then you don't have to worry so much about some of these different compounds because the cooking process actually breaks them down part of the way. So when I work with somebody who has hypothyroidism or has an autoimmune issue, rather than have them cut out all these cruciferous veggies that, by the way, have other benefits, including things like helping estrogen detoxification, which is something many women need help with, I just have them cook them and not eat them all day, every day. Now, eggs are a little bit of a different story. So oftentimes when your body is starting to upregulate and react to different foods, first of all, we have to understand that food sensitivities are rarely the problem with the actual real whole food. For example, I actually couldn't eat eggs for a period of time. I couldn't eat pineapple. I couldn't eat avocado. I couldn't eat salmon. It wasn't because I had an allergy to those foods or there was something inherently wrong with those foods. It was because I had leaky gut and I had imbalances in my gut, and that created an opportunity for these types of things to travel outside of my gut and provoke an immune response. And what my immune system was responding to was the protein. So when the immune system is responding to the protein in a particular food, we can have this type of reaction. And when that's happening, it is more likely that you're going to be reacting to certain common culprits. And that's how eggs make it onto the list of things that people say you should consider removing. Now, for me personally, that actually was very important for my own healing. Now I eat eggs most days, so that's pretty cool. But it's not something that I see in my practice every woman with a thyroid issue, with an autoimmune issue, with PCOS needs to do. Dairy is another great example, where oftentimes the issue is we have to increase and improve the quality of the dairy you're eating, the quality of the eggs you're eating. And that can oftentimes be enough if we're also working on that leaky gut and rebalancing your gut microbiome. If this video was helpful for you, head over to the link in my bio. I have a free training that you don't want to miss.